Hello everyone, this is Michael from gemonbread.io. Today we are interviewing Kardoshi from Dbag Mfers. Kardoshi, welcome on our channel.
Yo, GM, Michael, thank you for having me. We're super pumped to talk about the project and excited for this discussion today.
Awesome, let's jump right into it then. Could you give us a 30-second overview of the Dbag Mfers?
Yeah, of course. So Dbag MFers are a CCO ecosystem built on Cardano. From different artist collaborations to a gamified collecting experience to actual Web2 games and applications to even now some Web3 dApp development while trying to make IRL impacts. MFers are here to do what they want, always have, and will forever.
Awesome, very straightforward. Thank you very much. Let's jump into the question number two. What utility comes with owning the NFTs?
Yeah, Michael, that's one of the beauties of the project. So MFers are the utility. You can use them however you'd like. And the options, I actually believe, are infinite if you really think about it. You could use MFers for books, for video games, for comics, to actual games, memes. Like it's really limitless. You can use them however you'd like. And that's on the community side of it. From our end, though, we've now been able to create this gamified collecting experience where we actually airdropped 69 keys to all of our holders that have now been able to unlock some exclusive 69-piece artist collections with some really big names in the space, like Joshua from who was the Furbles artist, to TJS art, to some work with Nathaniel from CNFT Milk, to Trippy Lips and a bunch of other names. And we've also now built out this series of Android and iOS apps that you can play. So we've got sticker packs, we've got an MFer Auto Club game in the App Store, we've got Kardoshi Crush, MFer's Color Run, and Pack MFer, which is a Web 2 game that you can play on our site. But you can do all of these things now with your NFTs through our community and the stuff that we've built. And again, the best part is we're just getting started with it.
Awesome. Cool. Let's look at question number three. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah. So, Michael, this sounds crazy, but I actually didn't come up with the idea. It was sent to me by something or someone, or I don't know. But it was actually, I was standing outside the elevator at my fiat mining job, and it hit me like a bolt of lightning. And honestly, I think it was a message to me sent by my dad, Sartoshi, who one day went to the store to get milk and never came back. But he still sends me these cryptic messages from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Great. Now, let's look at question number four. What is the team behind the project?
Yeah, good question. So I'm Kardoshi. I'm the main creator MFer for the project. And I've been able to work alongside some really awesome MFers on the team that I've met through the community over the past 2 years of running the project. So we have Trevor, who is our community manager. Trevor's
Mm-hmm.
been with us for almost since the beginning. I know he was able to mint one. He helps on the community management side of things. And we also have Wheelchair Poppy, or Kevin underscore IO. He's one of the realest MFers that I've met in the Cardano space. He's an awesome individual, and I'm super lucky and blessed to be able to work very closely with both of them. On the dev side of things, we have two devs in-house right now. We have Eric, who is leading our DApp development. So we've got these customizable NFTs coming out very soon, where we can combine our MFers with our MFer Auto Club to create these new NFTs. And we also have Rinku MFer, who has been the lead game dev MFer. So he's been able to help with all of our Android development, and also now being able to port these Android apps over to iOS, which has not been easy, but he's an awesome lead developer. And there's also some other contractors and freelancers in there, but that's the core team that we roll with on a day-to-day basis.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. Now let's get into some more difficult questions that we have
Yeah.
prepared for you. What was the greatest obstacle for you on your journey
Yeah.
in the space?
So I would say one of the greatest obstacles is just having to um to basically understand that once we sold out, the real work for the project was just beginning. And so that was an incredibly exciting and scary time for me as the project founder. One of the greatest obstacles that we haven't had a ton of control over there is just making sure that we're managing funds appropriately. The price of ADA is
Mm,
down about 75% from our mint. And so, you go in and you pay your taxes and you take care of that type of business. But the rest of that money we've had to be incredibly resourceful for. So we've had to be really strategic in all of the decisions that we make. We run super lean. Like I don't take any payment at all for the project. This is a passion project for me. I'm not looking to make a ton of money off of it. This is
mm,
a creative outlet for me. But managing those funds appropriately, and also just setting expectations with the community. As I'm sure Michael, Cardano development is not very easy. And anytime, somebody gives you a timeline, the actual timeline is probably going to be at least 2 to 3x whatever
yeah,
that initial date is. And with that, you're
confirmed.
seeing, yeah,
Yeah.
you're sinking time, you're sinking money, and you also have a community to be able to deliver these things to. So you have to set expectations there. So managing funds appropriately has been a huge one. Making sure that we're building things that the community is liking as well, and just having to be strategic, creative, and resourceful about the way that we're going about things. We might get a
Mm,
price of $5,000 to handle a project, but I can kind of MacGyver it together in my own way for maybe $1,000. It's not the prettiest thing, but it'll do what we're setting out there to do, and it will also be able to ship things to show people that we can do things. And it's in an MFR way. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect. It's better to get it out there and get the feedback, and then take that back to the team and say, hey,
mm.
guys, we're getting this type of feedback, but people are using it, which is what is the most beautiful piece of it all to me.
Great, great. And you also had some changes in your development department, right?
Yes, yeah. So what you're showing there, Michael, is actually it was a very tough time for me as a creator. This is so our original developer was someone that I worked with in real life every single day. We worked at a small startup together. He ended up leaving that startup, and he also left my project at the same time. And when we went to settle some funds, he ended up taking them from the community wallet that we had, which was
Mm,
very sad to me. And that put us in the hole. And again, we've had to be super strategic. Now it's also kind of been this double-edged sword, because now we've been able to build so much and lay so much infrastructure that I think the last challenge that we've really been dealing with is on the marketing side, because we've been able to build so many things and we have so many things going on that I don't always have time to sit down and do proper marketing campaigns for the things that we're shipping. So some stuff gets left to the wayside. Like, I know we have a couple games that have come out, and I haven't even made a Twitter post about them because I'm working on the staking missions, or we're
mm, mm,
making sure
mm,
that the iOS development is going according to plan. So it's part of the game. You
mm.
can't do it all. You can't make everybody happy. But we do what we can every day, man.
Great. The crypto journey is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Let's go have a look at some of the upsides. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what are you proud of the most?
Yeah, the number one thing that I'd say I'm most proud of, Michael, is the community. We've been able to establish, almost I think 1,600 holders from, I think it's like close to 20 different countries around the world. And so being able to get that type of massive global exposure is so cool. And I get to connect with people from around the world that I would never get to meet unless it
Mhm.
was through something like Cardano. So number first and foremost, the community is number one. And then two, just personally, I'm really proud of our ability to roll up our sleeves and actually build tangible things that people can use and have these working products and build out this infrastructure. So when the time comes, like build it and they will come is definitely a philosophy
Yeah.
that I live by. I'm a builder, so I thoroughly enjoy the process that I get to go through with it. Um, and so, yeah, just proving to because a lot of people in the Cardano community, I don't think ever believe that we would amount to be anything more than just a meme. Like,
Mhm.
you're just a meme, you're just a PFP. Yeah, the hoodie floor price is kind of high, but that's basically it. But now we've been able to show through all of the things that we've built over the past 18 months or so that we actually can do this. And we're
Mhm.
not messing around, and we are still just getting started.
Great. And today's 24th of October, and I've heard rumors that you were actually the one who pumped up the whole crypto market a few days ago.
Yeah, I mean, Michael, let's call a spade, right? If you look at that chart and you look at the day that that initial pump started, the Bitcoin didn't start pumping until the fake ETF news a few days ago. Our
Yeah,
pump started almost 2 weeks ago.
yeah.
Seriously, if you look at the market, you look at what pumped first, it was the D-bags. And I don't make the charts, man. I don't make the rules. It just is what it is.
Great, great. Awesome. Let's move on to a next question. What can we look forward to in the next 12 months?
Yeah, so a lot of stuff, a lot of building is going on behind the scenes, but to give you a little sneak peek into some of these things that we're looking at, so you'll be able to expect more dApps, right? More murals, more MFers, more artist collaborations.
Mhm.
Everything is going to continue to get cranked up with what we're doing already. So doubling down on that strategy, and now that this infrastructure is built, we need to really start hammering the marketing more and more. And also start moving into what I'm calling like phase two of the D-bags. So initial is building this ecosystem and infrastructure. And now we're here to start taking over because it's
Mm,
always been MFers. And so some of the stuff that we're looking at is into additional revenue producing ventures for the project. So whether that could be setting up a mint, becoming a minting partner and generating funds through that. We're also looking, and we're not setting anything in stone here, but potentially building or acquiring a few small SaaS based companies to be able to give us a lot more sturdy runway. And these products and companies that we're looking at are in a little bit more of the web to blockchain side of things.
mhm,
And so it will allow us to possibly reach a greater audience as well. And that's one of the things that we're doing is trying to blur this line and get out of the Cardano echo chamber into more of, not necessarily with the goal of onboarding more people, but bringing awareness in a way that people don't know. For example, like there's some dude out there, Michael, that like he built or created the idea of a sidewalk, but we have no idea who that person is or what they look like or anything. But there's sidewalks literally across the entire world. And it was some dude that came up with that. And it's the same thing that I want to be with MFers. They see these little stick figures in their chairs, like chilling, and they're like, "Oh, that's an MFer." and it's
Mhm.
like the legend of Kardoshi, right? The ghost of Kardoshi's past, or Sartoshi, my dad, right? Just trying to get this larger, broader brand, to bring awareness to the MFers.
Great. Now we are getting towards the latter end of the interview. Next question for you is, uh, are you looking for help or are you hiring?
Yes, yeah, we're doing both. I always say, Michael, everything is worth a conversation. I love being able to network and get to know more people in the community. And I typically say, I work in sales too, so it's all about that relationship building and just getting to know people. And it might be a no right now, but in the future, we're always having things open up, and we can usually find a home for somebody that's really serious about the project. As long as their intentions are right and they vibe well with the team and they can be a productive, team member, we're always down for it.
Mhm.
Or I guess we're always down to chat and explore the opportunity. So yes and yes.
Great. Where is the easiest way to contact you? Twitter or Discord?
Twitter, Discord, hit me up in the DMs, tweet at me, throw something in Dbag Central in our Discord. I'm there all the time, so I'm pretty easy to get in contact with, which
Great.
is kind of surprising. I feel like it's different than most project founders.
Great. Okay. Then next question. Could you tell us something personal?
Yeah, definitely. So this is a little bit of a side of me that most people that don't see. So a little bit behind the PFP, I guess. So my real world background comes from the software sales space, SaaS space. I've been in that industry for the past 5 years. Believe it or not, somehow a pretty credible institution here in the Northeast was able to give me an MBA, or I guess I earned it somehow, some way. So I am somewhat educated, even though I am mainly degen. But blockchain has always been a personal enjoyment of mine. We were sharing this earlier, recounting back to like 2017 and even earlier. So crypto blockchain has been a part of me for a long time. I really enjoy it. I believe it is the future. And some other, I guess, like other personal sides of me. I love this silly game here called disc golf, which I play every single weekend to try and get out and stay active. And when I'm not trying to build cool things on Web3, you can probably find me in my bedroom playing around with my turntables and my disc jockey set.
Awesome. Awesome. And the last question for today, what is your final suggestion to the audience, to anybody who's listening?
Yeah. Well, I'd say first, if you've made it this far into the interview, thank you. Secondly, if you've made it this far and this hasn't turned you bullish on MFers and what they're capable of, this is just a reminder to the broader audience that it's always been MFers and always will be.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kardoshi, for your intense interview, and we are looking forward to the V2 that we are going to launch in the beginning of next year, where we are going to talk about more in depth about your project and our general thoughts on the Cardano space. Thank you very much for
Awesome.
your time, and
Thank
let's
you.
catch up in a few months.
All right. Talk to you later.